Welcome to the Bos Auto Show. Buying or selling your vehicle during the pandemic is certainly different, but it doesn't have to be complicated. Owner of Bos Auto Sales in Quincy, Paul Hu, has years of experience, knowledge, and stories to share with you. Find out what the local car market is like and what you can do to help secure yourself the best deals. Join in on Paul's discussion with our moderator, Gloris Liu.
Good afternoon, I'm your moderator for the Bos Auto Show season. With me is the owner of Bos Auto Group in Quincy, Paul Hu. He will be answering questions for us over the next 45 or so minutes about the pre-winter checklist for cars. You can visit Bos Auto website at www.bosautogroup.com. It's www.bosautogroup.com. Also, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. This month, Bos Auto has a lot of special deals that we post on social media. Do not miss them. Follow at Bos Auto. It's BOSAUTO. If you missed our previous episode, you can find them online. Google Bos Auto Show Podcast and listen to it on your favorite platform. Hi, Paul. How are you today?
Good. Super.
Good. I'm so glad that we're having a good weather this weekend.
Yeah, it's beautiful today.
Yeah, you still remember the snow the other Friday? We had some pretty chilly days.
It's the largest snowfall in October in the last 15 years-ish.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, winter is coming. We don't have so much fall left. A report has been released forecasting a colder winter in the New England area this year. We may expect more snow and cooler temperature with a La Nina climate pattern in place.
Oh.
Winter is always a hard time for plants, animals, and human beings, as well as our cars. Are your cars ready for winter and snow? Let's hear what Paul would say about getting your cars ready for winter.
Okay, yeah. It's I actually particularly I like winter. Yeah, I mean the winter, the most dangerous part is ice and snow.
Mm-hmm.
Not really just snow. So when the road became slippery, you gotta have the right tires and then everything else to make sure you drive the car properly, you safely driving it. So really check the cars.
Mm-hmm.
Just like anything, like you go to work, you got to check, okay, where's my phone, where's my wallet, everything like that. So the winter is coming. You definitely want to check your tires. You definitely want to check, is your wiper is good enough? When's the last time you do an oil change? People always forget about that. Even me, I forgot about when I did my last oil change.
Yeah, so ideally, are we supposed to do a pre-winter check like every fall, every year?
Yeah, even me forget about it. I always wanted to do it, just simply because it's extra safety measure you take. I wanted to remind the listener today that it might look warm and it's beautiful today, but it could have just snowed the other day. You never know. So you want to take the car either to the local place you always goes to, or you can take to us. It's free.
Mm-hmm.
It takes you probably 10 to 15 minutes to chat with us, to bring the car by. We can take a quick look at it. Because if you do check the cars, and then I think it's more about a peace of mind.
Yeah.
Instead of, when you wake up in the morning, it starts snowing, you forgot about, hey, do I still have summer tires on?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that, and then you're in a rush. You got to go to work. You got to drop off kids. A lot of things are in the line, especially with COVID. if something emergency happened, then you don't really want to take a Uber if you have your own car. So yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, true. Just to catch some minor problems before they become big headaches, right?
Yes. Not only that, if we would, for example, we had a client stop by for our free oil change program. So he showed up yesterday and looked like we bring the car up. There's a lot of oil, this and that, and we start concerned. It's like the client just picked up the car a couple of months ago. It's a beautiful BMW. It couldn't happen. So we looked deeper and found out the looks like he scripted the bottom of the car, and then there's something loose and all that. So the oil pan got hit, so he started leaking oil.
Oh my God.
Lucky we caught it.
Yeah.
Think about it: a BMW driving on the street without oil in the engine. The engine gets sludged, and then I don't know. The repair bill is just gonna be horrifying.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, regular maintenance can usually help to improve a car's performance, gas mileage, reduce pollution, right? So how do we get started with our pre-winter check?
This is very easy. You can do at home by just looking at them.
Oh. Yeah.
You can look at your tires to begin with. Does the tire has enough air?
Tire pressure?
Tire pressure. You can look at them. If you look, obviously, you're gonna use use a tool to measure it. But just by take a quick look, if the tire is really low, because normally when people don't know, people always ask, "Hey, why?" I just fill up the air, did the tire rotation at a local tire store not too long ago, and all of a sudden it's 40 degrees out, just like last week. My tire pressure light is on. Okay. Because when we put the regular airs in it, when the temperature goes down, you're definitely gonna lose a couple of pounds of air in the tire.
Yeah, the simple physical.
Yeah, it's not because of the tires leaking. It's just nature, right? So, but take a quick look, and then if you think still's normal, but if you have a tire pressure gauge, you can check it. That's that, and then you want to look at the brake. Do you have those? We call it the marks around your brake disc. If those on the very edge of your brake disc, if it's starting wear out, it's like you have a deep gauge in it, and you want to look at it as okay, maybe I wanted to check if the brake disc is good enough, and then you look at the other spot like wiper blade. You look at them. Okay, if they looks pretty new, then it might be okay. But if it's not, you worried about it, you can feel it, like lift it up, put your hands on it, see if it's smooth, or simply just turn on, to spray some water and turn on the wiper blade, see if it works properly. So those are like tires. Oh, one more thing, AC. People are checking their ACs in the summer.
Yeah.
So I had a client come to us, said, "Hey, would you mind to check my AC because I feel like they're not blowing enough hot air." So my technician took a look at it. They found heat forgot to put the defroster on.
Oh, I see.
He just only used the normal AC, and he leave the AC button on. So that means a couple of things. First, the air is not going the right direction. If you're just blowing regular cold air in 40-degree outside, and the car inside get a little bit hot, let's say 55-degree, the windshield start get fogged up. And then if you look at the AC where they're blowing inside the if you don't put AC off, they're blowing cold air. Of course, you're gonna feel a little bit cold. But if you click the frost button, pretty much all the cars now, they have all that. They will focus all the air into your front windshield with the right temperature, and then they will take the frost out. My so this is what I do. I normally let the window open a little bit when I start my car in the morning, even it's cold out, so I have the air exchange.
Yeah.
I do not leave the AC button on. So I turn off the AC. It's cold. I don't need the AC. And then I do not use the recircle for the air. I let the air exchange between outside and inside.
Naturally.
So when you turn on AC, they compress the air inside the car, and then they're not doing enough circulation. It's not good. So that's what I do when I start the car. And then I explain that to the customer. There's nothing wrong with his car. It's perfectly fine. It's just a couple of buttons he didn't really pay attention to.
Yeah. Hey guys, keep that in mind. It's easy. Just to check your heater and the AC system. The heater and the defroster must be in good working condition for passengers' comfort and drivers' visibility. And also, you mentioned about wiper blades.
Yep.
How do we usually tell if we should replace them?
I normally replace them every 10,000 miles to 15,000 miles.
Okay.
And if I go into a winter, and the car, I mean, wiper blades cost you what, like $20-$30?
Yeah.
The most, a set. Front and back, it probably like another $20 additionally. But when you imagine you're in a highway, if you have no clear vision of what's going on in front of you and it start pouring, that's the last thing you wanted to have in the middle of the winter, or like cold temperature, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm Season along with Paul Hu, and we'll have more Bos Auto Show in less than a minute here on 95.9 WATD.
So, you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle? Buy it at Bos Auto. Bos Auto in Quincy has a fantastic selection of pre-owned vehicles, both luxury and economic. BMW, Audi, and Porsche, Honda, Toyota, and Nissan. They search nationally for the very best vehicles so you can drive home with the best value. And right now at Bos Auto, you can get behind the wheel of the pre-owned vehicle of your dreams with affordable finance rates, maybe even lower than 3. That's right, meaning just a few $100 a month. Visit bossautogroup.com, bosautogroup.com, and check out their huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. They'll buy your car, take your trade, or even work on consignment. Bos Auto has an incredible lineup of domestic and foreign vehicles, even rare finds like Ferrari. Search online and see for yourself why you should book your next car buying experience with Bos Auto. They're open for appointments Monday through Friday, 10 to 7. Book yours at bossautogroup.com, bossautogroup.com.
Hi everybody, I'm Season, your moderator, continuing our discussion with Paul Hu here on the Bos Auto Show. You can visit Bos Auto website at www.bosauto.com bosautogroup.com. It's www.bosautogroup.com. Also, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. This month, Bos Auto has a lot of special deals that we post on social media. Do not miss them. Follow at Bos Auto. It's at BOSAUTO. If you missed our previous show, you can always find it on Anchor platform or anywhere you like. Just Google Bos Auto Show Podcast and listen to it on your favorite platform. For those who just joined us, today we are talking about getting your cars ready for the winter. Okay, this sounds like something that I am able to do by myself. I do not know anything about mechanics. By the way, as the temperature is gonna drop below freezing, should I buy some car antifreezer or fuel deicer,
You don't really need to be quite frankly with you. If you did the checkup before the winter, or you maintain your car regularly, the antifreeze, so pretty much nowadays all cars come with antifreeze. Very rare case you will have water in your radiator.
Oh, okay.
But if you do have the water, you know that you have water in your radiator, make sure you swap them, to flush them. And then if you do have like you have antifreeze laying around in the garage, stuff like that, you can keep one in the car. But I don't travel far, so I don't normally use them. Get coolant exchanged or flushed every, I would say, 15 to 20,000 miles. It's a must for me. The way I look at it is, you change the oil, you might as well just change the coolant as well. So in the winter, we've seen cases that people they didn't forgot about antifreeze, but they didn't fill up their oil enough. So in the winter, the cold and hot temperature, when it's outside cold, engine is running very hot. When it cools down, if you don't have the right oil, sometimes it will be a little hotter to start in the morning. And then when you have 5W30, normally, I normally change up to 10W30 oil for my own car. So a lot of Toyotas are using 0W40, 020. Maybe you can try 520. But if you have synthetic oil, stick with synthetic. If you have full synthetic, and then you stick with full synthetic. You can change up the number a little bit, but make sure you talk to the professional. Don't do it at home if you don't really know what you're doing. Yeah, I think the oil, the coolant, the wipers, the tires, the lights. Actually, we forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, in a storm or in the rain, heavy rain, I can't really see what's in front of me. It's important to check that if your fog light is operating, the front and the back. Quite frankly, I talk to a lot of clients. They don't even know where their fog light button is at in their car. They drive the car for like 2-3 years. They never used it. So I feel like the fog light is keeping everybody safe. That is a courtesy. Yep. If I turn on the fog light in the back, so the car behind me knows when they're approaching me, they can see, oh, okay, there's an object in front of me. I should slow down.
They are more cautious.
Yeah, and just a courtesy. The front fog light would normally work pretty well in the snow because normally the fog light are hanging lower on the like lower bumper part, and it's normally yellow. Normally, so when the yellow light, actually, I don't know if people know that the yellow light, the light himself, travel the furthest.
Yeah.
In the blue, white, red, the yellow lights travels the furthest. So if you have very, very bad weather in front of you, the road is narrow, you don't have much road light, you're not on the highway, and then there's just a lot of snow and you don't know what's in front of you. Turn on the fog light in the front. It definitely help you to see through either the snow or the fog or even raining. That helps. So maybe just turn it on at home. It's very simple to do. You don't need a specialist to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's glad to know that I don't have to buy some car antifreezer. That saves me a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and also you mentioned that we are supposed to have the oil changed by a professional. And I believe there are still other jobs that should have been done by a professional, like an auto body shop, right? What
Yep.
are these?
So for body shop, I hope people don't never visit me because when people calls me about body work, most likely they got in an accident,
Yeah.
which is no good. So body work, you're talking about a lot, like a bumper. I got in the accident, and somebody rear-ended me, and nature like that. First thing is contact your insurance company. If you have full coverage, it's great. If you don't, but if somebody rear-ended you, make sure you take the policy number, the registration, the driver's license, and then you can definitely call us. Mike's Auto Body. The phone number is 781-848-9486. Again, their phone number is 781-848-9486. And when you get in an accident, you can call them, you consult with them, because I hate to say this, but they are no stranger to accidents. They've seen all kinds. So it's the best that if you can just have 5 minutes quick chat with them, see if they can help with anything like that. And then if you do the body work, there's, for example, this is not accident related. I went to a client's meeting the other day. He showed me that his truck, it's a Chevy 1500 Z71 trim level. It's a beautiful truck. It's only like 4 years old. The truck bed on the quarter panel is all rusted from inside. So with that, it's not accident. It's just how the cars are made. And New England, snow, thoughts, and water, they're not helping.
Yeah.
So he asked me how to, replace it and all that. I said, you sure you really want to do it yourself? You involve cutting, welding, replace the quarter panel. It's a lot of work. And you might hurt yourself if you don't have enough safety gear, or even cut into a wire that you don't know what the wire is to actually cause some actual problem to the car. So I told him we'll replace that quarter just because he bought the car with us. We replaced it. We'll give him a quote, I believe, just under $3,000.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Yeah, it was a quarter replacement on a truck. It's super. It's pretty much barely our cost because the quarter panel himself, I think, is about $1,800. And then plus labor, the welding, and all that. And we got to paint it. And after that, we got to seal underneath. So when the salt and water and snow get in again, there's some coating behind it to prevent it to rust again.
Yeah, having rust can be dangerous for winter. And so how about the exhaust system? Should we have it checked too?
Yeah, exhaust. It's just like as important, I would say, important as engine as you change your oil. It was a couple of things. Talking about rust, a lot of exhausts actually are hanging by certain parts between the cap back and the muffler tips, stuff like that. So if the stuff get rusted a lot and then it start hanging around low on the ground, you're driving with it and you didn't pay attention and you're getting the snow is pretty high, you drive by and it hit the exhaust. We've seen that happen before. It's not good. That is covered by comprehensive, but it's just painful. In the middle of the winter, you go find a muffler shop or exhaust replacement. It's just not fun. Yep.
Yeah, I see. And should we also have the transmission checked too?
Yeah, even without winter or in any condition, you can always check with your transmission. But with the I would say the regular either a body shop or a mechanic shop, when they change your oil, they normally would check the transmission and all that
great.
with it. So I hope people are doing that, but if not, you can make specific requests.
Yeah.
Have them to check it for you, because I've seen clients that drove on a manual gearbox, but there's not much manual out there anymore. But a manual gearbox, he literally drove from his house in Quincy to our body shop in Braintree. Took him 20 minutes because he lost his first gear.
Oh.
It's he couldn't get in the gear. For some reason there's a lot of hilly road in Quincy. So he drove by. He had to make a stop, and Lucky Mike's is right on the Quincy and Braintree borderline on 53. He made an emergency stop. He stopped by. He said, "Can you guys help?" I said, "Sure, why not?" So they get him a replacement of the clutch and all that, the flywheel, the whole 9 yard. It's it's just what we do for the community.
Yeah, I'm Season along with Paul Hu, and we'll have more Bos Auto Show in less than a minute here on 95.9 WATD.
So, you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle? Buy it at Bos Auto. Bos Auto in Quincy has a fantastic selection of pre-owned vehicles, both luxury and economic. BMW, Audi, and Porsche, Honda, Toyota, and Nissan. They search nationally for the very best vehicles so you can drive home with the best value. And right now at Bos Auto, you can get behind the wheel of the pre-owned vehicle of your dreams with affordable finance rates, maybe even lower than 3. That's right, meaning just a few $100 a month. Visit bossautogroup.com, BOSAutogroup.com, and check out their huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. They'll buy your car, take your trade, or even work on consignment. Bos Auto has an incredible lineup of domestic and foreign vehicles, even rare finds like Ferrari. Search online and see for yourself why you should book your next car buying experience with Bos Auto. They're open for appointments Monday through Friday, 10 to 7. Book yours at bosautogroup.com. bosautogroup.com.
Hi, I'm Season, your moderator. Continuing our discussion with Paul Hu here on the Bos Auto Show. You can visit Bos Auto website at www.bosautogroup.com. It's www.bosautogroup.com. Also, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. This month, Bos Auto has a lot of special deals that we post on social media. Do not miss them. Follow at Bos Auto. It's BOSAUTO. If you missed our previous episodes, you can always find them on Anchor and other platforms. Just Google Bos Auto Show Podcast and listen to it on your favorite platform. For those who just joined us, today we are talking about getting your cars ready for winter. Okay, great. So I wonder, is it necessary to replace regular tires with winter tires in Boston? Because looks like not many drivers do that in the metro area.
In the metro area, when we're referring to like within 95, 90, 93 region, you could not to change it. It's your choice. Because I think our city are very good, state very good at getting to the snow on the highways and some major road. But if you're traveling from the house to work or someplace that has heavy snow, small road, some back road you don't normally go to, it can be dangerous. Even you're driving very slow. I think it's not about it's all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. I think it's really about tires. If it's about you have summer tires on, you have a Toyota Highlander, which Tom's wife is driving a Highlander. It's not gonna work. With a summer tire, with a all-wheel drive system, you have no control of where the car is gonna go. If you have very icy, slippery snow out there, it's just not gonna work. But if you have a winter tire, a lot of winter tires are made studless now, so they used to have stud on it. So when you have ice, the you still can get them, but not really. I would say road friendly.
Yeah.
Because it will make the road worse. And it's not, fuel friendly. It's
So we don't have to get those studs.
No, you don't need to get that. In Canada, you might want, or even get a snow chain. But over here, I think we're fine. And with the snow tires, we help them change the snow tires around August every year, and then around like April, May, we switch them back. So it's not too crazy to do that. It's just when you have snow tire, even I'm driving a front wheel drive car, I can make better contact with the road, so I can stop when I need to stop. I can go when I needed to go. They make those snow tires for a specific reason: safety. So if I have a car that is all-wheel drive, there's those videos online that you can see a pickup truck all-wheel drive climbing a little hill. It's not too much. It's not very huge. Just a little hill. The car was going up and sliding down, hit a couple of cars. And it's not funny, but, people are looking at it as like, what are these guys doing? What happened? The simple answer to that, the short answer to that is, you have the wrong tire. Yep.
Yeah, just to clarify, if we are changing to winter tires, is it a good time to do it in November?
Oh yeah, because normally New England would have our first snow. I would say normally, not this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Normally we'll have it around mid-November, late
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. So I still have time, and there's not a shortage on the winter tires yet.
Mm-hmm.
We normally have shortage on the winter tires in early December.
I see.
It just, the manufacturer don't make them anymore because they're going to the year end. They're getting ready to manufacture summer tire.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's certain winter tires on the market. And it became commodity at that time because everybody wants it. All of a sudden, the tire shop only have this much. Nobody can get them. So if you want, do it now.
Yeah, sure. Do it before it gets too late. And also, I believe it is very important to check your spare tire, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of cars nowadays don't have spare tires. They use those what they call like a run flat tire.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say 80% of the cars out there still has spare tire.
Yeah.
Or at least they call it compact compact spare tire. Make sure you have one in the trunk or somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you bought a used car, make sure there's a spare tire. If not, get one online or something. It's not too expensive. It's better than get a tire for $80, $100, put it in the trunk, then get a $200 tow bill. It's the mess is very obvious. It's so simple.
Yeah, sure. And are there any tips you would give for driving in the snow?
Driving the snow, first of all, you gotta know what tires you have. And then I would turn around again, like we talked about, fog lights, front and back. Wiper on, obviously. If I see, and I always travel on highway, always travel on the right lane.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't travel in the middle. I wouldn't travel in the far left. I stay in the right lane if there's big snow. And I've traveled down from Mass to Virginia in the middle of the winter on Turnpike in New Jersey. I not flipped the car, but my car turned 360 degrees twice on highway.
That's so funny.
It's funny, right? But it's scary.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I had no passenger with me.
Mm-hmm.
I was just driving slow, even with they call it four-season tire.
Yeah.
All-season tire.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all-wheel drive Mercedes ML. I was just driving down there, check out a car for a client, and I was in the right lane. So there's a little slippery, almost like a mirror I didn't see on the ground. It's like a little water, but it's actually ice. I didn't pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 40 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I still, as soon as I touched it, I'm like, okay. I let the car go, whatever it is. I couldn't do anything else. Brake all the way, saved it a little bit. I was on the right lane. Lucky there was no car on the highway, and the guy behind me just pulled over to me, say, "Hey, do you need help?" and the car shut himself down.
Mm-hmm.
I started a couple of times. It's cold,
Mm-hmm.
and because the turn,
Mm-hmm.
the engine have the protection,
Oh.
so they have to sort of like start a couple of more times. You can get back to it. I'm fine, thanks God. So I guess just pay attention to those mirror thing.
Yeah, you
It's
were
very
so calm.
icy.
Yeah, you were so calm, and the guy was nice.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, but yeah, what a scary story. Luckily, you're fine, and
Yeah.
the car was fine, right?
Yeah, the car didn't touch a thing.
Yeah, great.
I feel like I have. Yeah, that I. It's all good. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm so glad everything was fine, and now I'm ready in mind for the coming winter. Now it is time to get my car ready. I heard that Mike's Auto Body Shop is doing this free winter inspection.
Yes, they are.
And what are included in this inspection package?
So, the free winter inspection check is that they decided to do for the community, for whomever that comes there. That obviously, with the COVID scenario, please make appointment before you go there.
Yeah, sure.
Their phone number is 781-848-9486. Just call them, give them a holler, see with their availability, and then make an appointment. Go down there. It's free, definitely free. But what is come with is pretty much if you have your own concern. For example, I feel like, okay, I drive this car very often. I don't know why all of a sudden it give me this, and then okay, I'll just make sure you tell them. And the content in that winter check is not only the tires, the brakes, the
Heater, the
the
cooler.
heater, the lights, and all that. Not only that, they will check, but also they would check things like, for example, when's the last time you checked the oil, the transmission? Do you have enough brake fluid in it? Do you have enough coolant in it? The washer fluid, because in the winter you use that very much, the washer fluid. And then is that they call it de-iced washer fluid, because it's some washer fluid it will frozen up in the below 0 temperature. And not only that, I think they would help you to check if some rust spots, for example, like the exhaust or on the quarter panel on the doors. They'll help you check that. They will help you check if all the window works properly. Sometimes window get to so cold, and then they would stuck, so you can't open them. They would help you check that. They go. I believe they go through like over like 100 points of check. I can't name it all. But the check is normally takes between 30 minutes to an hour. They'll go through that. Sometimes they can do it a little faster. Also, all the signal lights and all that, they'll help you check that. So, yeah, I think they'll help you check a lot.
Awesome. Hey guys, have you written this down? It is 503 Quincy Ave, Braintree, Massachusetts 02184. The phone number would be 781-848-9486. Thank you for tuning in to 95.9 WATD. We'll be here at the same time next Saturday. If you missed our show, you can always find this episode online. Google Bos Auto Show Podcast and listen to this episode anywhere, anytime. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bos Auto Show. Come back next week after the news at noon here on 95.9 WATD.